so I can.
We're live.
Okay, smile. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Fantastic Friday.
Oh, yes.
Um, yes, Father said this morning, please have a fantastic Friday, and everybody laughed in the congregation. So, yes, Fantastic Friday, and we have fantastic news for you. Because if you are a business owner, if you are a sales team manager, executive, or CMO, or whichever one you want to call it, you manage people for your marketing, you want to pay attention to what we're talking about today. It is very much hot off the topic of international marketers. They are talking about this. And when they start talking, meaning when I say they, I am talking every hot top internet person in America is talking about what we're talking about today. Now, we only have half an hour. So,
Right.
therefore, what we will be talking about is just a tip of what everyone else is talking about. Um,
And these are the latest disruptions, right? So, as you
right.
see in the description, the latest disruptions are not as obvious as you may think they are. All right.
Yeah.
Um, so you need to pay attention to these things because you want to make sure that you are doing what you need to do to get the right customers, retain them, and
Yeah.
have a long-lasting relationship with them. All right.
Well, yeah. And the world timeline is moving so quickly. And what happens is that let's just focus on the next decade. Okay, we're in the 2020s. Let us just focus on the next decade, get through this, get better results by using the internet and its tools and its systems and strategies. Use it better and you will have a great 2020 decade. All right, now the thing is, what has happened in the last decade, in 2010 to 2020, I said that correctly? Okay. Is all
Yes.
the fake news that happened, the fake news, the Photoshop, the TikTok, the video editing, and all this stuff. I mean, you and I get caught up in it. We have a group of people that we trust, and they share a video from somebody else that they thought they trusted, and they shared something from. And I mean, shares go on and on and on and on. So you're in the WhatsApp group, and you get this share, and you think it's real, and
Hmm.
then half an hour later, oh, fake news. And I
Exactly.
mean, there was one day where there was four different versions of the same fake news. It was crazy, right? So fake news are prevalent. Photoshop, you could go answer that anyway. Photoshop, Photoshop is really get going crazy because we don't know what is real and what is not real. We can't tell the real part from the not so real part. Okay, and then video editing is getting so good that we don't know when the real footage was overlaid by the false footage. All right, and so therefore people are not paying attention to infomercials anymore because I really don't know what's real and what's not real. All right. So the second thing that's disrupting how digital marketing is working, what has worked in the past, is the overstimulation of media. And we all know it. We all know that there's so much media out there that it's very difficult to get in front of your audience. So what have we done in the last decade? We've increased the media. We increased the frequency. We increased the flash. We increased how much money we put behind it. We increase, and therefore we are overstimulating the world, okay, with media. The next thing that's happening, well, the reality of the overstimulation is the fact that too much is going to lead to no decision at all. So if there's too much to choose from, too much of anything to look, too much of information to research, too much of anything to do in order to decide whether to buy this or to buy that, people are not going to buy. They're not going to make the decision. Okay? If you're in business to sell, then you need to figure out how to get people to buy. All right. Entertainment. People are all about entertainment. And Hillary is the controller of this stream, this live stream. So I can't change my screen. Can I share my screen? I can share my screen. I want you to quickly look at what I have here. Are you seeing my screen? Oh, it closed out. All right, so I'm going to show you a no, that's not the one.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello, I'm sharing my Coca-Cola song.
Oh, you were doing screen share?
Yeah.
Right.
So here
So
we go.
now it's up.
So I don't know if anybody remembers this. So there you go. I got an ad.
Oh,
Skip. Oh, it's not an ad.
Is the page muted?
Oh,
Yes, the page
it's
is
not
muted.
Coca-Cola version.
The page is muted.
Oh, it's muted?
Yeah.
How does it get muted?
On your YouTube page.
Oh. 1 second.
Oh no,
No,
it's
okay.
no, it's not. Okay, so unmuted now. I think unmute.
Are you hearing it?
No, I'm not hearing it. So
Okay.
maybe the screen share.
So I want this version. This version.
I'd like to buy the world a home, grow apple trees and
This is the original.
Snow White turtle doves.
Right?
I like
Yes.
Coca-Cola ad. Right? So I'm going to
Mhm.
do something you could.
So that was the Coca-Cola ad.
Right. And my point around that, it's a great ad. The whole world was singing it in 1970s when it came out. But guess what? After decades, Coca-Cola finally admitted that there was absolutely no jump in sales from all of that effort. All right. So the reality is, no matter how fantastic your campaign is, if it's not done properly to get and convert sales, it's not going to happen. All right. So the other aspect, one more aspect of the reason why the disruption is not obvious is because people, the viewers, the users of social media, the users of their phone, the users of WhatsApp. Oh my goodness. Right. Okay.
It's Fantastic Friday.
Disruption. All right. So where was I? Yes, people are recognizing ads, and because there's a specific layout of ads, they're just going to scroll right past your ad.
Mhm.
Okay, so you got to change how you advertise.
It's banner blindness. They call it banner blindness. I'm not seeing here. So, and that is something that very, very, I think it was in the middle of last decade, that's when it started becoming like pointless to put ads on the Facebook sidebar. Nobody was looking there because they know, oh, that's where the ads are, so I'm not even going to bother to look there.
So therefore, when the audience moved off of Facebook and they moved on to Instagram, all the ad business and the ads went to Instagram. And it's like, that's not how it, we marketers, and you and I are marketers, but we marketers are continuing to spoil and destroy what can make us money. If we're doing it wrong.
Yeah, if you continue to do it wrong. So, but as a business owner, so the the point, right, that you're making is that the business owner has to change the way they're doing,
Yeah.
maintaining their business, change how they're marketing, right? Really market, not advertise, right? And
There you go.
that's a whole different thing. But you know, you really have to market, right? Not just
And you go off on that rant, and I will exit for 2 seconds. Okay.
all right. So the advertising is not going to get you the type of results that you want to get. All right. So you, like, for example, if you are trying to retain customers, you can't advertise to those customers. You have to give them what they want. What do customers want? They want knowledge, they want information. They don't want just for you to advertise their products and services to them. And this is something that we see locally happening a lot. Your customers, they've already bought into your product or service, so you don't need to sell them again. What you need to do is provide them with the optimal experience, and that is what, you know, is very disruptive in this decade and even close to the end of the last decade. What is very disruptive is the fact that customers don't care about your product, they care about their experience that they're having with your company and with your product, right? That's what they care about. They care about that relationship that they're having. So forget advertising to them, product, service, and everything. What you're going to do is make them run. There's no point in, and you know, I saw this in the telecom space here locally, right? You could see 1,000,001 posts about buy this product, new service, all of this stuff. But when you send them a message to their page or even go to their website, you cannot even get in touch, connect, right?
Yes.
But you're sending out so much information about your business. But when I, the customer, have paid the money, all right, of trying to get in touch with you, it's like crickets. What's going on?
I wouldn't say crickets, you know. I'd say the whole of China. Because you're not getting in. You're not getting in, and they're not answering to you.
They're not
And
even
they do have they do have a chat bot on their site. And I ran into an issue the other day, and they said, okay, if you have problems, click here. So I clicked to the chat bot, and then they told me later on that I had to go to the chat bot on the website. So me, the customer, have to come off of this, or come off of my phone, the web chat on the phone, and go to my computer. And then I did that, and the silly same chat bot came back, tell me go to the website, go to my computer and talk to so-and-so. And I'm like, really?
Making it hard for the customer. Yeah. So, you know, and the thing is, we actually have a question here, right? Because so how does a business, let me see if I could wrap so how does a business actually serve the customer then, in terms of well, I guess the way it is like, how would you make sure that that customer experience then is optimal?
Correct. How does a business focus on improved customer experience?
Right. Yes.
Now, first of all, just like everything else that you do, you need to test. All right. So that's the first concept. To me, the first thing that you have to examine within your business is, how do you communicate between departments? How do you communicate amongst managers? How do you communicate from, let's say, the person who sweeps the floor? How does he communicate to the male person? All right. Now, if everybody within the community has and communication, respect for each other, and they communicate nicely. Now, let's take the example back to a home. Okay. Now, yes, I have 7 children. We have 7 children. We and myself and my husband. And every time the youngest started to speak, I would always tell the older ones, even though so and so is 3 years old. She has just as much right to speak as you do, even though you're around 5 more years than she is, and you know more than she does. But she has just as much right to speak. She should be heard. So it's the same thing in your business. Everybody should have a right to speak. And if that's your business culture, then you will be able to think about how can I allow the customer to talk to me.
To me,
So
exactly.
now a chatbot is one of the technologies that's going to allow you to speak to customers, but your chatbot must be continuously optimized. You have to see how the customer is interacting with your chatbot and continuously improving that conversation. And at some point in time, it must become a real person. So it must
Yeah.
switch over from the chatbot to the real person,
Mhm.
or allow the person, like for instance, you were telling me the other day that you left a message to the digital company, and you weren't too sure if they got the message. So
Right.
simple feedback of, yes, we got your message. So and so will be in touch. Promise within the hour. And now usually a typical thing is, say for instance, if it's normal, if it's working hours, you should get a response within the hour.
Yeah.
If it's during the weekend or late at night, thank you for your feedback. Sorry that you're having problems with our service. So and so will get back to you, whatever. And it's all right to give them a name. Let your customers connect with a name so that if
The
I want to say,
person.
call on the phone, I can say, I spoke to so and so on the chatbot, and they said to ask for Marilyn when I called, because it's 2 days later. Yes, okay, whatever is happening in your business, you're busy, etc., etc.
Mhm.
Marilyn, they told me to speak to Marilyn. It really
Yeah.
doesn't matter if a Marilyn is there, yes or no. But the fact that you got the name Speak to Marilyn, then it can identify what that person is talking about. And the
About.
technology also is supposed to help you go back to your chatbot in your customer CRM and see what the customer said before. Otherwise, I will have to start from the beginning and speak.
Beginning with the whole problem. Exactly.
There's so many ways that we frustrate our customers here in Trinidad and Tobago. Is not fun.
Yes.
All
And
right. Yeah.
why does it matter then, right? Because I know we talked about that probably a little earlier. But why does it matter to not frustrate your customers?
Because there's so many options out there. And guess what? The other option is go international. There are many commodities, there are many services that can be, when you frustrate your customer enough, he's just gonna go to the next person down the street. I might even go San Fernando to solve my problem, because I'm just fed up of dealing with you. You don't
Yeah.
care about me. So I will go San Fernando.
I will go somewhere else. And what ends up happening is that you end up with a, well, I don't want to go that far, right? But
Or
sometimes you end up with individuals who they literally only buy what's absolutely necessarily locally, right? And everything else is imported, right? Because you frustrated me to the point where, and you've told me crap to the point where I'm like, oh really? Amazon.com, or really eBay.com, or really I will go as far as overstock.com, even
Alibaba.
though Alibaba, all right? Because you on your store on Frederick Street frustrated me to the point where I'm just like, no.
You don't need to deal with it anymore.
And you don't want to deal with it anymore. And you have the options. And not only that, like, so your example with the chatbot recently, I moved my hosting, right? And I had a chat, right, with the person, right? I don't know if it was a bot or if it was a real person, all right? But I had a full chat. And then at the end of it, there was email transcript, so that I have a record of what went on in that chat, right? That's another layer of customer experience. And
Yes.
people are moving from one competitor to the next on
Paying for good customer relations.
customer relations.
Yeah.
Right? It's no longer, you're not competing on price, you're not competing on even quality sometimes,
Mhm.
right? Because sometimes the quality of a product may actually be worse, but because of that customer experience, you've developed loyalty with the customer, that they're willing to chinks on quality of product. Because I remember that was like, being an engineer, they talked about quality of product and quality and quality. Now it's about the customer experience, because the product doesn't have to be the best if I have the best experience with the company, right? Because you're kind of putting a different, your product is now not just that physical product, right?
Right. Well, in a sense, you could look at Apple in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Apple was not paying attention to their camera quality for a while. I think now they've improved it.
Mm-hmm.
They ignored a few things, a few features on their phone because customers were happy with the customer experience. They love Apple, they love the brand, they love everything about Apple.
Everything.
So they
Apple,
would buy everything Apple, right?
yeah, perfect example of the product not being the best.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because the product, from a technical, and this used to upset me as an engineer, because technically I knew Apple did not have the better product.
Yes.
I was like, they don't have the better product, so why would you go there?
Where buy Apple?
Yes.
Buy it.
And you could not convince an Apple user that that was an inferior product, even though it was.
Yes. 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 So true.
Still
But
irritating.
yeah, and that in a sense is how Apple kept their customers. They kept their customers with blinders. Their customers were absolutely, anytime Apple came out with a product, they bought it. It was had nothing to do with whether they needed an upgrade or not. Had nothing to do with that. Okay. So we have answered the question that came in with regards to what way to develop customer experience. It really depends on you, the business owner, you, the entrepreneur, you, the sales manager, what it is. And this test is actually if you do this test today, it should be able to take you for at least the next decade. And it is going into research into what your business culture is.
Well, that's a follow-up question then that to that, because the follow-up question is, where then do we focus?
Yes. So within your company, you have to go through. I was reading the book. I mean, I give you a major secret here. It's called Blue Ocean Strategy and Blue Ocean Shift. This is the first time I actually saw it break down how to find customers without going the price war. You don't want to go into a price war because in a price war, nobody wins. All right. So if customer experience is what you want, then you have to look through yes, like everybody, all those business development people, it's 4 quadrants. All right. It's called what is important to the customer. I don't remember all the 4 quadrants, sorry. But if that's what you want to find out, you want to do research on your business culture, buy those 2 books, Blue Ocean Strategy and Blue Ocean Shift. And what it does, it helps you to see where and what in your business is what is most important to your customer. And if you serve that, if you improve that within your business, that is where you're going to win. All right. So that is within your business culture.
Within your business culture. So you're talking about, so this is the customers, the people who've bought. All right. So like if we were to mirror, it's a sales funnel. You've got before the sales funnel, you've got the customers who, they've already purchased, right? And then that long-term relationship.
Right, which is what we call the customer value, the lifetime customer
Right.
value.
Lifetime customer
So
value.
the pre-customer is where most businesses focus on and spend all of their marketing budget on the pre-customer.
Right.
For us, it's actually, we believe 70% statistics prove that 70% of your business actually depends on your recurring customer. All right. So pay attention to your post. You want your letter in.
Letter N? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
This one we could like.
Yeah. So so your post customer, meaning your customer made the first purchase, your customer has opted into your customer has opted into your first sales funnel, all right, and they've made their first major conversion, which is their name and their email. That's a serious conversion. And what happened is with the 5 or the 6 things that I mentioned before, what we're saying is that if you don't pay attention to those 5 problems, if you don't do something with regards to your customer experience, those 5 issues are going to make those leads disappear. And if you don't have leads, then you have no sales.
No sales.
Leads first, and then they become sales. And within the messenger marketing concept, they come into your sales funnel, you get leads from your messenger, and then you continue nurturing them to get them into the sale. That's the next big major conversion. And constantly value. And now comes to the 3 minutes left. Now comes to the major part. How and what are we proposing to be the solution to getting to avoiding the disruption in this digital marketing world for the next decade? The disruption is going to be solved by you having an online community. And you might say, well, that's it. If you don't do your online community correctly, it's going to be crickets. All right.
Yeah.
And we're talking about online community. You continue to give them value. You continue to listen to them, allow them to be heard. Remember what I said? The youngest one has a right to speak. And when you give that youngest one, the newest, the little youngest one that just came in the door, if you give them chance to speak, then they feel they feel dignified. They feel that that they are important, and so therefore they will in turn give you back what you deserve, which is a sale. All right, and they will come back again and again because
And
they
they
will tell their
repeat sale, and
people.
they repeat sale. Exactly.
They would tell their people about it. And that actually, like right now in the digital music world, vinyl is coming back. All right. People are I don't know if it's reinventing the turntable, but they're bringing back the turntable. Vinyl records are increasing in value. So it's the same thing. Word of mouth. Word of mouth is where the sales and where the community is going to get you sales.
Sales.
Yeah, like for instance, when somebody is happy, they're going to tell everybody else who dealt, who says, let's say for instance, you just painted your wall, all right? If that person, when they painted their wall, always cleaned up, has no dots all over the floor that didn't need painting, all right, then you will get recommendations.
Exactly.
All right. I tell my friend who I noticed her wall is a bit on the, it needs a refresh. I will say, yeah, use my painter. He's very reliable. He comes when he says he's coming. He finishes. He cleans up. That's the most valuable thing for any, how you call it, a house. maintenance person. All right. You must be clean. All right. So that's how you get the word of mouth, and it's going back to that. Now, if you build your community online, when you have your community online, you will be able to be in the community with your buyers, with your new buyers, with your old buyers, and when questions come up, guess what? The old buyers actually answer the questions for you.
You're not doing the selling. And that is what makes the community powerful. It's that the company is not responding. What has happened, as we talk about with the disruption, is that people trust the word of mouth. I trust the opinion of my peer over the opinion of the company.
Of the ad. Yeah.
Of the ad. Build your community, and what you will have going on there is that word of mouth going on inside of your community, and you only have to come in there sometimes to monitor. Setting it up is a little difficult at first, which we've seen. The setting up of anything is challenging, but once it gets going, you will find that your older customers are actually doing a lot of the selling for you.
Right. So that wraps it up. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your questions. And we are moving into what in March? I think it's marketing versus advertising. Kind of.
Yes, it's around advertising. Yes. So we're going to be spending about a month talking about marketing versus advertising. Yeah.
Right. Thank you for viewing. It's a wrap.
Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.